Namaste, hello, and welcome back to another video on Papyrus and Parchment. My name is Bonnie, and today's video is going to be about two wrap-ups which I'm about to do for two readathons that I did participate in, one in February and the other in March. So in February, I participated in NewMoonathon, which was created and hosted by you from Little Pisces Reading. I'll leave a link to her announcement video as well as her last video for NewMoonathon in the description box below, as well as in the overhead cards above. The other video that, the other readathon that I'm doing a wrap-up for is Galaxyathon 2026, which was created and hosted by Maci from The Bright Side Girl. I'll leave a link to her announcement video in the description box below, as well as in the overhead cards above. Now, for all the recommendations videos which you did for this particular readathon, I will append the links to all those videos in the description box below, should you be interested in knowing what sort of books you can read for Galaxyathon. So without further ado, do please join me further in this video. Now let's come around to Galaxyathon. So Galaxyathon was a 2-week readathon which happened in the month of March, and it was created and hosted by Maci, as I had mentioned before. Now Maci had set 2 reading challenges for us. So we could either read for Earthlings, or we could read for aliens. So I chose aliens, and aliens had 4 prompts. So I found one book which could tick off all the 4 prompts, and that was Hunt the Stars by Jessie Mihalik. So honestly speaking, this was the only one book that I absolutely read for Galaxyathon this year, and I loved it. So this follows a futuristic world wherein we have the Earth as for Earth Federation as well as an alien federation. Now the aliens here look almost like humans, but they are a better version of humans, and they have telepathic as well as pyrokinetic as well as abilities to teleport, etc. So they have their own abilities, and the war which was going on between the Earth Federation as well as the Alien Federation had ceased, and there was an agreement which was reached on by the royal families and by the government of the royal families of both sectors. And now the heroes as well as those who had contributed in the war were actually they were living their life as normal people. So we had the hero of the war from the Earth Federation become a bounty hunter with her 2 most trusted assistants, and both of them contributed and to her spaceship in different ways, because they had different skill sets. And she also had other supporters who were working at different stations, etc. So our captain, who is the main hero of the war, is approached by the general, the military general of the alien species, and he hires her for hunting a lost heirloom which has been stolen by a human who has entered into the alien world. So this was absolutely surprising, and after a lot of a lot of ifs and buts, our captain agrees to go for the hunt. And although she's vigilant, but then over time it so happens that her enemy becomes her lover. And the love story over here is very beautiful. The technical details of the world building is beautiful as well. And this story is all about how they managed to acquire the heirloom, and what exactly happens and what changes were made after the heirloom was acquired, and what decisions were made. There were also romance taking place within amongst the side characters as well. And I love this book so much that I also ended up buying the other 2 parts, which is Eclipse of the Moon as well as Capture of the Sun, which I'll be reading further on, maybe next month or maybe next to next month. And I am quite interested in discovering what changes were made, and what will be the final fate of the respective federations. Now, apart from this, I also read a graphic novel series. Now, this was a series, I had only three parts of the series, but I did find the entire series converted to anime on Crunchyroll, so I did end up watching that completely. So this was Astra, Lost in Space. So this is about a futuristic world set wherein for summers children go for space camping on different planets, and there is a group which is created with different with the children of different skill sets and of various ages, and they are brought together in a team, and they are made to go through a series of survival exercises, and it's on the basis of those exercises that they gain points, and things go further from there. So I just read one or two of the graphic novels. I'm sorry, these were mangas. So I read two of the mangas as well as watched a couple of episodes. I yet have to watch the entire series, but it's absolutely interesting as to how they go for the camping and they're lost in space. So, and how they make their way back with the different skill sets that they have. So that was interesting. Another book which I was supposed to read was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have still not read it. So I've not watched the movie. I have pledged that I will watch the movie only if I complete this book. So that's one thing on my future TBR. And this book, Infinite Stars, Dark Frontiers, this is absolutely excellent. I have not completed the entire book. It's pretty chunky, but I have not completed it entirely. I read a few stories which were very interesting. The world building was absolutely fabulous. And although they are short stories, but I think I'll be reading more by the authors who have written these stories. So this is a guidebook in a way to what sort of authors I should be reading for space opera. So that was another one. And a last book which I read was, it was a manga, of course, and it was Captain Harlock, Space Pirate, Part 1, because this was for a storygraph challenge. And there was a storygraph challenge as well, which I was participating in. And for that, I read this book, or let's say this manga manga, which had Captain Harlock in it. And this is about this captain who is a pirate, but he has good intentions for Earth. And Earth is actually corrupted. And the Space Federation does not want to listen to the constant threats which are being given by the extraterrestrial that they would invade Earth. They are more interested in acquiring their means and their money, as well as trying to dish out false promises to the people. So there's Captain Harlock, who comes and saves people and points out to the warnings, and tries to get capable people who really want to save Earth together, takes them on the spaceship, and then he tries to work out a plan and then invade the enemy territory, or try to have a cease, or try to come to a ceasefire, or have a bargain with them. So this is what the story is all about. And I just read one part of it. I had read the series before earlier, so I can't really remember much about it. But then, yes, that was another book that I read. So those were the books that I read for Galaxyathon.